Good afternoon, my dear students. Last class வந்து நம்ம static characteristics and dynamic characteristics பார்த்தோம். இந்த class வந்து you will see about what are the types of errors. Everyone can see the full screen. எல்லாரும் screen பார்க்க முடியுமா? Full screen தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? சரி, ஓகே. Last class we have studied about static and dynamic characteristics. In static characteristics we have learned about what is the accuracy, precision, bias, deadband. Like that we have studied many things and also in dynamic characteristics we have studied about the what are the inputs we are going to give to the instrument. Like that we have studied in dynamic characteristics. Now we are going to learn about errors in measurement. In error in the measurement of a physical quantity is its deviation from actual value. Errors will creep into all instrument regardless of the care which is exerted. Error is nothing but a difference between measured and a true value is called measurement. Error occurs on each and every instrument when we are comparing with the measured value and the instrument measured value. So when we are looking about the measurement of both, we can find out the errors. If we have the measured value, exact measured value, and what the value measured by an instrument, so we can find out the error by verifying that. There are thus we see that there are different sources of errors, and generally errors are classified mainly in three categories as follows. Those are gross errors, systematic errors, and random errors. These are the errors. These are the three different errors we are going to plan. In next slide we will see how the errors have been classified. In the systematic errors there are another three types, that is instrumental error, environmental error, and observational error. In instrumental error there are three types of errors, that is loading effect, misuse of instruments, inherent shortcomings of instruments. Those are the comes under instrumental errors. The instrumental errors comes under systematic errors. These are the classification of errors. Next one we will see what is meant by gross errors. These gross errors are due to the gross blunder of the part of experiment or observers. These errors are caused by mistake in using instruments, recording data, and calculation measurement results. Gross error is nothing but a human mistake which was made by human, by reading the instrument value before it reaches steady state, mistakes of reading data, and calculating and deriving the mistakenly taken data, that are comes under gross errors. For example, we can say in other word a parallax error. For if you are taking a measuring device, or if you are having some measured value in a glass tube. For example, if it is a water, it have a curve shape, so we cannot find out which is the exact value. That depends upon the human eye, how we are looking at, whether we are looking at facing in front of the chair, or we are looking at downwards, or we are looking at upward. The glass tube in which we have the liquid which we have to measure, how much liquid in the glass tube. You have studied in the chemistry lab, I think so, for measuring to identify salt, like that. In that you have studied deeply. So that's all comes under gross error. Next one is systematic error. These are inherent errors of apparatus or method. This error always gives a constant deviation. On the bias of the source of error, systematic errors may be divided into following subcategories. Nothing but systematic errors occurs due to measuring device. For example, if it is a ammeter or a voltmeter, we have studied in the static characteristics. that is the bias. For example, if a pointer is below 0, that is negative, or above 0, that is positive, that is the zero error. We will say it is, in other words, it is a zero error. In the terms, we will say it as systematic error. We need to correct it by tighten the screw which is be in the ammeter or voltmeter at the center. So we need to correct that and keep the pointer at the exact 0 before taking any measured value. So this comes under systematic error. And then another one is we need to calibrate the instrument by using the standard quantity which we have already, which we have measured, and we have to check the instrument reading comparison of the standard quantity. For example, if we have a standard quantity of 1 amp and we have to measure through the instrument which gives 1.1 amp, means the bias is 0.1. Bias is nothing but that is the error in the instrument, that is 0.1. So we need to correct by tightening the pointer to 0 before taking the measurement. That's how we will calibrate the instrument. Next one, in the instrument already we have seen there are 3 types of error. See, in instrumental error there is a loading effect, misuse of instrument, and inherent of shortcomings. In that, if it is a loading effect, loading effect is nothing but when we are loading the measuring device from 0 to end value. For example, if a ammeter having 0 to 10 amp, if you are loading the instrument 0 to 10 amp up to 10 amp by varying the resistance, we will get the instrument reaches 10 amp. Then when we are unloading, the same value have to reach at the down, but it will goes like this in the curve, and next for unloading it will comes like oval. So there will be some difference. That is the loading effect. We will say in another word, it is the hysteresis effect. Next one is misuse of instrument. Misuse of instrument is nothing but the instrument carrying from one place to another place for some other experiments needed, like that. And we are if the surface is flat, or if the surface is vertical or horizontal, like that, we need to use the instrument in which position the pointer have to face, like that. And next one is inherent shortcomings of instruments. Inherent shortcomings is depends upon the humidity and the temperature outside the instruments. This all comes under environmental errors, that is the systematic errors. In the systematic errors, there is a constructional errors. None of the apparatus can be constructed to satisfy all specification completely. This is the reason of giving warranty within the limit. A manufacturer always mention the minimum possible errors in the construction of the instrument. Nothing but if it is a construction one, while constructing the instrument, we need to go some parameters. That means we have to measure whether we have to see whether the instrument is electrostatic, or it depends upon the permanent magnet or magnetic field, which depends upon that the pointer will reflect. So the constructor have to check whether the parameters are correct before giving the instrument. That means taking outside. Errors in the reading or observation, it depends upon the construction of the scale, fitness and straightness of the pointer. And the parallax is nothing but it comes under human error. Next one is efficiency or skillness of the observer. Efficiency or skillness means if sometimes the observer may be tired, so he won't take the exact value from the top, so he will look from the left side or right side, or from the behind the instrument, like that, so that the error may be occur in that way also. Next one is random error. After correction have been applied for all the parameters whose influence are known, there is a left reduce of deviation. A random error. A random error is nothing but which comes under sudden changes in environmental. That means when we are measuring a energy meter in the morning, energy meter means we need to measure how much power we are utilizing in our home. For example, if we are getting 1 kilovolt per hour in the morning, and in the afternoon it may increases, but depends upon the temperature. If it is a cold temperature, the power will be we have errors because of the cold temperature. If it is a heat, if it is more temperature in the environmental, we will receive positive errors. In cold temperature we will receive negative errors. if you are taking an energy meter as comparison. It may be changed by maintaining the proper humidity. Next one is we have to maintain the fluctuation in the voltage. So it comes under random error. There are magnitudes are not constant. Person performing the experiments have not control over the origin of this error. These errors are due to so many reasons such as noise and fatigue in the working person. Fatigue is nothing but the error by the person. Next one, analysis of the error. How we are going to analyze? How we are going to analyze is the error. Which are those three errors can be analyzed by this type. For example, arithmetic mean, deviation, standard deviation, variance, and mean. These are the formulas. How we are going to analyze is the errors which was made by the measuring device. Arithmetic mean is nothing but when a set of readings of an instrument is taken, the individual readings will vary somewhat from each other. The experimenter is usually concerned with the mean of all the readings. Experimenter will be concerned with the reading of all the readings. You will see the formula. Formula is nothing but arithmetic mean, that is xm is equal to 1 by n. Here n is represent the reading, how much readings we are going to take. Moreover, if we need to correct the error, we need to take more than 5 readings, and we have to average the reading which was repeatedly taken. For example, if you are measuring voltage or a current through a ammeter, for example, if the current through that through a wire is 1 amp, we have to take five values through that measuring device. So sometimes it will receive 0.9, sometimes it will receive 1, sometimes it will receive 0.7 amp. So we have to average the value. That is comes under the arithmetic mean. That is n is nothing but how much readings we are going to take, and the xi is denoted by each reading. That is x1 is one reading and x2 is another one reading, like that. N is how much reading. That everything in arithmetic mean. Next one is deviation. Deviation is denoted as d. For each reading is given by di is equal to xi minus xm. The average of the absolute value of deviation is given by, here the average, how we are calculating the average. That is the di is the average of the absolute value. Next one is standard deviation. It is also called root mean square deviation. It is defined as, that is the standard deviation is equal to 1 by n. This everything will be, we will see in this sum in the future classes. Variance. The square of standard deviation is called variance. This is sometimes called the population or Bayes standard deviations. The variation is the averaging of the values which have been measured. Next one is geometric mean. It is appropriate to use a geometrical mean when studying phenomena which grows the proportional to their size. That is xg is equal to x1, x2, x3, and xn. Thank you.